Well, I've been getting used to being on snow again, so that's been the biggest focus. Been getting, yeah, been just trying to get hours on snow and get the body used to it because there's just some muscles that are a little bit different when you're on snow that you don't get to use as much during roller skiing. So it feels like kind of a new stress. So trying to get my body used to that and take advantage of some snow time before the season. The first few days are just easy distance. I like to wait a little bit for intensity just to get used to it and get comfortable. I also don't like to hold back too much on the volume because I just think it's good to get comfortable, and we're still kind of in a time where it's okay to have some training volume. Yeah, I do like kind of long, easy distance sessions, and I don't try to push the pace like crazy, but I also try to ski well. So if it means I have to go a little hard sometimes to make good movements, I'll do that. And I do tend to feel really tired like the first couple days on snow. So I think that's kind of a normal thing. Um, and I get a little sore like in the hip flexors during classic skiing, and I notice my back, I'm using it more. So, yeah, my main focus is just building comfort and kind of being flexible with the conditions, and because it's a new feeling compared to roller skiing. So,
And are there any specific technique elements that you think yourself, like just when as you're getting used to snow for class on the classic and skating?
yeah. Well, classic skiing can feel significantly different just because now we're on wax instead of perfect roller ski kick. So I think classic skiing is a big focus, and I think I try to classic ski more in the early season just to get that feeling back. And I also try to make sure my skis are prepared as appropriately as they can be, um, just so that just to maximize that time practicing classic kicking. So maybe I would try to not use skins or like fish scales. I don't use fish scales, but like I try to stay away from the skins, um, just to get used to that kicking on wax feeling as much as possible. And then overall, I think a big difference is the downhills because we don't practice that kind of ski terrain all summer. It's more like gradual roads or I guess there's some technical stuff, but skiing feels like a whole different game on the downhills. So that's been a big focus for me to try to get more comfortable on those and get used to them again.
Are there any specific things you think about on the downhills, like when you practice?
Yes. Well, one of them that I've been noticing is when I get a little nervous, I have a tendency to be more upright and kind of spread out, and uh I have been trying to fight that and get into a lower tuck, and because it's just a more stable position to be in a tuck than to be up and unstable, and it's also just way faster. So I've been trying to get into a lower tuck, and I've also been trying to kind of do a bunch of mental games to make downhills like fun and a challenge instead of anything to be scared of, because when I get scared, then I do crazy movements, and when I feel confident and I just go for it, and then it's then it's fun and it goes better. So been trying yeah, been trying to see them in a positive mindset and also make use the free speed too, because that's a time in the race where just you don't need to work very hard and you can go a lot faster. So it's important.
Okay, excellent. And what about skating? Again, is there anything in skating you think about when you get for the first time on snow, on a first time on skis?
I think a big one is because the conditions can be so variable. I think it's fun to play around with slightly different techniques. In roller skiing, sometimes you can get locked into a certain efficient technique. and it doesn't always work on snow. Like if it's a really soft day and you're sinking or your poles are not planting, that roller ski technique is not as effective. So I've been playing around with like tempo or like certain types of just like pole planting or how much I'm slamming my feet down or if I'm trying to be lighter. And I just think it's fun to play around with those feelings and not get too attached to a certain very specific technique because the conditions can just really dictate that. And so that's kind of what I've been thinking about because we've had some soft days and been trying to figure out how to float over snow. It's a different game than pounding on pavement. So